What's up, everyone? Mark Lobliner, TigerFitness.com. You know, there was a time, most of my life for that matter, when I was agnostic, meaning I didn't not believe in God. I wasn't an atheist or an anti-theist. I just didn't believe in God. Like, I didn't believe 100%. I'm like, there's a possibility. I'm not going to rule that out, but I'm not sure. I don't know. And I understand the thinking that atheists and agnostics have when people proclaim their faith. Now, I'm also of Jewish heritage. So I was born as a Jewish kid, right? But I grew up agnostic. My family gave up the faith after World War II. After the Holocaust, my grandfather was basically like, there can't be a God. There is no such thing as a God who would ever let this happen. So my family, while Jewish by descent, I'm 42.3% Jewish, right? My grandfathers on both sides of my family were Jewish. My grandmother's, my mother's mom was a Catholic and my father's mom was Protestant. So with that being said, everyone's from Poland, mostly Polish ancestry. Mom served in the IDF, was actually born in Krakow, Poland, moved to Israel, then moved to the US, went back to Israel to serve, and here we are. So with that being said, I kept an open mind about religion, and my faith has always leaned towards Judaism. And you might be asking why I'm explaining this, because every time I post something of faith, atheists are just really quick to say, you're dumb. Stop talking about this on a fitness channel. So I've always looked at things despite not having a religious outlook, despite not having a claimed religion. I've always looked at everything from fitness to family to your career. I look at all of it being bound together by some sort of spiritualness. That if your spirit is intact, it will guide you. And what religion does, it provides you the ethics and the moral code through the 10 Commandments, the 5 pillars of Islam, whichever religion you follow, as a way to live your life, and which is where a lot of our societal laws are based on in America. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, thou shalt not kill, all these different things, right? So when you look at religion, it normally takes an event or a sequence of events for someone who's gone without religion their entire life to someone who actually believes. Now, for me, it came about a month and a half ago. There was a sequence of events that were not explainable. You couldn't explain them. And I've also had a conversation with an old colleague of mine who was extremely religious. And I said, dude, you're a science guy. How could you believe in religion? It makes no sense. There's no proof. And he said, because regardless, despite all I know about science, how the heck does this body work? How does everything work in unison? Like what? There has to be something bigger. We're not primordial ooze. It wasn't a big bang, right? And then you go evolution versus religion. And you think about it, what if they're both correct? Right? What if God puts creatures here, like you have Galapagos, you have all these experience with Darwin, and through God's processes, creatures of God's creation adapt to their environments. It makes sense if you think about it that way. So after these sequence of events, I started to open my eyes more. And living where I live, which is a very, very Christian area, I started to feel this presence of God around me, right? Like before football games, we pray. After football games, the high school that we coach at Legacy, they get with the other team and they pray together. There are multiple times with my U12 football team that especially played a team, Gallatin, great people, man, great people, Gallatin. We beat them twice, but they were very close, tough games. Their kids are crying, our kids are happy. That's how it goes. Somebody has to lose, right? So after the game, I went to the coach and I said, hey, that was bad. That was a wonderful game, man. That was awesome. That was one of the best games I've ever been a part of. How'd you feel about getting together and pray? He's like, let's do it. So for that moment, we realized there was something bigger than football. There was something bigger than all of us, that we all came together as one unit to understand the importance of God, to understand the importance of community, that every event in your life is part of something bigger and better. Whether you believe in the universe, whether you like the universe, I have a friend of mine, William, Coach William. He always looks at things like the universe has its ways. So whether you believe in karma or fate, they're very similar, right? But we all believe that either you give to the universe and it gives back, or you give to God and God gives back. And that's what's beautiful about religion. And as I learned more about religion, my training got better, my family life got better, I'm able to process things better. If something bad happens, I react to it better. So let's assume there's no God. Let's assume that I'm wrong, that the atheists are right. Okay, cool. I'm wrong. Cool. What happens? I die. Nothing happens. I just die. I cease to exist. Okay, then what? I lived a better life. I had a better outlook on life. I had a sense of community and greater purpose in my life. I was able to follow the 10 Commandments, or at least do my best, because obviously if you believe in religion, there was one perfect man and it isn't me, right? And I was able to live my best life, a life that will not only benefit me more, but also benefit the community. What if everybody believed that if you have stuff, you give back, you tithe, you give back, you give back to the community, you give back to the church? Now, I'm not saying, look, man, I'm the first one to speak up against extravagant churches and the overspending of church money and all these things. There are bad things that happen. People have bastardized religion. Let's talk about pre-workouts. See, a lot of them just get you spiked and then you crash. The crash is crazy. When I take a pre-workout, I don't want my heart beating out of my chest. I can't do a set to failure with that. No, I want something that gets me focused. I want my mind to just go, I'm gonna get all the weight. I want my body to feel like I can go crush it, make the gains of my life. That's why the pre-workout I use is Ambrosia Kinetic. Ambrosia Kinetic is the greatest mushroom-enhanced mind and body performance booster pre-workout ever created. Go to tigerfitness.com now. That's tigerfitness.com. Coupon code MAHA, M-A-H-A, MAHA. MAHA, Make America Healthy Again. And you get 10% off, not just Kinetic, but the entire site. Go to tigerfitness.com now, save and make the gains you've been wanting. But remember, I went to Lutheran University. I went to California Lutheran University, so I know all about Lutheranism. Martin Luther, when he put up those 99 things, man, it was like, you do not have to go to church. You do not, because at that time, the Catholics were literally sinning and sinning and sinning. And Martin Luther's like, that's BS, dude. What we're going to do is, if you believe in God, you don't need to go to church to believe in God. You don't need to go to church to be a part of a godly presence on this earth. And that's what was awesome about it, that you can believe in God yourself. You don't have to go to church. It's great. Church is a community. They do a lot of good things for communities, a lot of these churches, and it gives people a chance to get together and basically pray. And there's nothing wrong with that. And learn about the Bible and learn about the teachings in the Bible. Whether you believe or not, the teachings in the Bible can take us far. And as I've grown older and I've experienced these things, I've had these awakenings that I'm learning more about the New Testament, that I'm learning that, hey, you know what? I'm ready to accept Jesus Christ into my life as a guy who is a born Jew. There's nothing wrong with that. That's why I raised my kids agnostic. My kids were not raised in any faith. My kids were raised to find their own path, right? Because that way they could truly experience the awakening when you realize that there's something much greater. And if there isn't something much greater, all those things you do in the name of God, they make you a better person. People who sin under the guise of religion, those are the bad apples. Sunday Christians, those are the bad apples. It's the people who live the life every single day, doing unto others, all those great things, the golden rule. Religion just makes you a better person. So where does that belong on a fitness channel? Dude, fitness is everything. We talk about mental fitness here. We talk about financial fitness here. And we talk about physical fitness here. But when you put spiritual fitness around all of that, it just makes your life better. So my best friend, Alan Roberts, he's an atheist. I actually disagree with him. And we have this conversation on Evening Rants, youtube.com/Evening Rants, every single night. Not every night, but often. He's agnostic. That's my belief. I believe he still hasn't ruled it out. And I believe it's anti-scientific to rule out God because there is not definitive proof there is not a God. So even if you're 99.99999% sure there's not a God, that 0.1% chance makes you agnostic. Makes you agnostic. And again, Alan doesn't need religion. He's a good person. He's a moral person. He's a man I would trust with my life. I would trust my family's life. Some people, society need religion. I think Ben Shapiro, I've called out Ben Shapiro many times. Don't call me a Ben Shapiro butt licker or whatever you're going to call me. You know, he says that society without religion is doomed to fail. He is correct. We need a code. We need some kind of moral and ethical code that we live within. And if you could find me one better than the 10 Commandments, I encourage you to do so. But that's why I talk about religion. Look, if it wasn't for people like Robbie Starbuck, like all these people I surround myself with who believe in God, talking about God openly around me, I would have never been open to accepting and having my life be enriched by the feeling of something bigger, something better, something divine. So that's my sermon for the day, guys. Hopefully I didn't alienate my atheist people here. But look, man, if you don't believe in God, that's fine. Doesn't bother me. I was there less than a year ago. I was there. I was still agnostic. In fact, when I had my skin cancer, that's not like, yeah, I think there's a God. I really do. Now I'm sure as I can be. And you might think I'm stupid. I understand. I completely do. Like, I think people like me were stupid too. I still think I'm stupid, but hey, all I encourage you to do is have an open mind. And if someone believes in God or a higher power, that's cool. Let them believe. Don't go excoriating them or insulting them every time they speak of a higher power, because that's doing nothing for you. Accept them, embrace them, understand their thought process, and hey, learn more about it. Read the Bible. Go attend a service. In college, I was fortunate enough to go to a religious school. I attended a Hindu service. I attended a Jewish service. I attended a Black Baptist service multiple occasions. I attended a bunch of different services, and I learned a lot about these religions. And I love all religion. Not all, but I understand. Look, you look at the 5 pillars of Islam, you look at the 10 commandments, there's a lot of similarities. It's a moral code that helps people live a just life. Whether or not you believe in God, living by that code is a great thing. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Comment down below. This video is a little off topic, but I thought we'd get a little there because this channel is not just about lifting weights. This channel is about becoming a better person, and it always has been. Since we started in 2011, since I started doing videos on this channel, this is what it's been about. Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts. Comment down below. God bless everybody, and I'm going to bless you a little more. Right? Go to tigerfitness.com. Hey, man, financial fitness. 10% off. I'm giving you some financial fitness. Coupon code MAHA, M-A-H-A, MAHA. Make America Healthy again. 10% off everything on tigerfitness.com. Please support our channel, whether you like my message or not. We're good people. We do our best for the community and for the world. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel, click on the notification bell, and remember, that's not a game.